Hola, buenos días, soy Nico.
You shut the bro.
Don't tell me to shut the because I will clear you, bitch. You got a whole motherfucking house in your mouth, bitch. I will clear you, bitch. Your nigga is 16. Bitch, you are the real but she's not. She's working here. Y'all just had bitch, please. You the motherfucking last bitch to be calling anybody a motherfucking bitch, please. Bitch, please. You keep motherfucking making your niggas get tattoos and you lied about Jaden. You Jaden at 16.
What? He wasn't 16.
Yes, he was.
And I'm letting him off of Jack.
What's the difference? 30 days?
To be on Jack, you signed a consent for him to be 18 and older.
Shut your weird ass up, bitch. You can't clear nobody, ho. You a lame ass 40-year-old with bought followers, bitch.
And today we're here to kick off another wonderful week's worth of content. I apologize in advance. I smoked a bluntiana before doing this video because I felt like it was a more down-to-earth conversation that I wanted to have, but I also took 2 scoops of pre-workout. So if I seem a little erratic, it's because my body is actively combating itself. But let's move on to the actual conversation. If you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me on patreon.com/Nicosaesthetics for more exclusive lives, weekly videos, and be a part of the live streams every Thursday where we build community, have a good funky time, and spill some tea. But yes, let's move forward. Basically, today we're going to be talking about Chino Black and a tweet from his that went viral, which basically asked, how did you come out? And he said that his mom found him in bed at 15 with a 27-year-old man. Nico, 27 is a grown adult. 15 is a child. 3 years before, you weren't even a teenager. That's still a kid. You're in middle school, high school, I think. So we're not even going to debate that, because when we have these conversations, a lot of people like to go, y'all were just fast, y'all were targeting older men, because even Chino Black, when people are basically saying, you're a victim, you were being emmed, this is PDF file behavior from that grown-ass man, he defended himself saying, so we're going to act like a lot of us weren't chasing after older men. I wasn't a victim at 15. And what I want to say in that particular situation, because Zaddy Corvinus, I think that's how you say it. We follow each other. This isn't being messy. I always have trouble saying his name just because it's spelled interestingly. He basically quote tweeted and said, "Not too much of my friend," because yes, this is statutory. Yes, he is a victim, but a lot of us are not going to pretend that we didn't lose our virginity or had our first intimate sexual or romantic moment with a grown-ass man. This is regular in our community. And that's what I want to talk about, because I've talked about stories such as Grayling Purnell, where he targets 19-year-olds, 17-year-olds. Nico, I was going to be messy and add the clip from that live stream where he admitted to sleeping with a 17-year-old in the state of California, which is statutory. Because every time I talk about this and bring up his name, y'all hating, y'all just mad. Bitch, why would I be mad that at 40 he is dating an 18-year-old? It makes no sense. At 27, I don't date an 18-year-old. We have nothing in common. Why would I? We move, because y'all love to defend that man till y'all are blue in the face. But that is statutory in California. I looked it up myself. Moving forward, when we have these conversations, y'all always like to switch it back onto the teenagers saying, well, y'all were just fast. Y'all wanted to get involved with somebody and y'all targeted older men. They're the real victims. And I'm just sitting here as the older party, you have the wherewithal and the knowledge to know that this is wrong and that you should not indulge sleeping with a teenager, especially when they are under the legal limit. And I say it like that because I feel like it's common sense, but a lot of y'all don't move with common sense. Nico, it's because I don't understand how y'all can sit up here in this situation and debate whether a 15-year-old is a victim for having sexual intercourse with a 27-year-old. They are not legally able to consent. And he even said that. He was like, I wasn't legally able to consent, but I willingly did it. And a lot of people do skip the fact that a lot of us lose our first intimate moments and or virginities to somebody that's usually 10 years our senior. I mean, even in my situation, I was a late bloomer. I would consider myself. I was 19 when I first had sex, but that's because my parents were on me. I came from a very strict Christian household. So I never had the time to just like run around and do random crap. But I remember back when I first got caught being on the apps, I was like 16. I looked all of 16 in my photos. Yes, I lied about my age. Nico, I didn't actually meet up with them but I did lie about my age saying, oh, I'm 17. I'm turning like 18 in a couple of months. Like I never said I was 18 or older. It was always I'm about to be 18. And I had grown men 27, 30, etc. trying to holler at me. I mean, even after I lost my virginity, yes, it was to someone my age, but I actually had a lot of super happy adult fun time moments with people that were older, such as I was 19 dating a 26-year-old, dating a 25-year-old. Like I always dated older, but that wasn't necessarily because I was only attracted to older people. It was more so men my age at that time, before gay is okay movement happened. They weren't necessarily out, it was the Glee era where people were still getting bullied for being gay and or bisexual. So I never had the opportunity to date and or have super happy adult fun time with someone my age, especially because we couldn't host. We were both like 18 and 19. But older men in Houston, I'd say older, I still kept it within like the 20s range. I never went like the far left of dating a 40-year-old. But so it's like men in my area, the older ones, they could host. They were more willing to have super happy adult fun time because it was more casual for them. So it was more so ease of access and ease of finding a place to do it that made me have super happy adult fun time with older parties. Are there some men that target older gentlemen? Sure, but once again, as the older party, you should know better than to sleep with a teenager. And that's just my personal opinion. So luckily, a lot of the comments were not on his side because he was defending it. They were basically saying, you're a victim, And the way Zaddy Corvinus responded, I thought they were going in on Chino Black, but I go into the comments and they're just like, no, girl, that's not right. You shouldn't remember that fondly. This man should be in prison. You are a victim. And someone said, yes, you're a victim of PDF file behavior, but I don't think it's the hard R word. And I'm just sitting here like, legally, that is statutory. That is against the law. Not many states allow you to have super happy adult fun time with a 15-year-old at 27. That's 12-year gap, baby. It's not defendable. But once again, I'll leave the conversation in your hands. Why do you believe that? I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, we could bring it back to like the back pages. Like back then, before apps, I understand in that day and age, you just had to roll with it, But as the days continue to pass by, with being queer being more public and mainstream, along with having so many outlets to meet other queer people, I don't really think there's a reason anymore for young queer people to be chasing after older men and vice versa. Because back in the day, okay, you had to go to your local gay bar, you had to check the back pages to see who was actually available. But nowadays, you don't have to target a teenager. I mean, you never really had to target a teenager. If we're being quite honest, a lot of them do it out of control and or nefarious purposes, but I understand it on the younger party side. As in, they are actively trying to find someone within their community. As the older party, you already have that. Like, you have the access. You have the freedom to move how you want to move. But yes, that's my rant. That is my ramble, and I definitely want to hear your opinions down below. Because once again, Chino Black in this situation is a victim. He may not see himself as a victim, but he was preyed upon by an older party. And honestly, if I'm being for real, if my parents, especially my mom, was not on my ass as much as they were back in those times, I would have been in the same situation. I probably would have been in the same situation, because now that I'm thinking about it, when I was 18, my first sexual interaction is not the first time I had actual, super happy adult fun time. But my first sexual interaction was with a grown man. It's a man I was talking to since I was 16, I think on like Hornet or Guys Spy, like those old early day apps. And we just kept in contact, and he was like 25. And by the time I turned 18, he was 27. So I was in college. So I remember one day I stayed after and I lied to my mom. I was like, I'm going to the anime club. And he came and picked me up from my campus, and we went back to his place, and it was so awkward. Because, I mean, at first we went to a movie, it was chill, and then we went back to his place, and I did not know how to have super happy adult fun time, so it was just very clunky and uncomfortable and an awkward car ride home. But once again, I really feel like if my parents were not as vigilant as they were, I would have ended up in some shenanigans that I did not belong in. But with that, I will stop ranting, and I will see you guys in the comments for your opinions. Boop. And now for a brief yet sincere shout out to this week's Third Eye Tier subscribers, Devontae B. Side note, I really like that name, and Maurice B. Your continued support is greatly appreciated, and thank you once again to everyone who supports the channel. And this week's live stream will be another virtual hangout, but I'm leaning on having a conversation over older men. It just might not be for the podcast, so if that sounds interesting to you, definitely tune in.